Welcome to the Retailer's Guide for In-Store Announcements. In-store announcements have not just been overlooked, but totally discarded by retailers. Now, when I say in-store announcements, I don't mean the floor codes that are part of the day-to-day business vernacular that continually communicate vital information between employees and management. I'm referring to announcements directed at customers to either increase sales, provide greetings, or supply other beneficial information to improve the customer's shopping experience.
Now, why would great retailers avoid this simple, transparent, and cost-effective method of marketing? What better chance could a retailer have of upselling and cross-selling a customer than when the customer is currently in the store and in a purchasing frame of mind? As an example, if a retailer is generating $1 billion a year in gross sales, and in-store announcements could improve that figure by just 1%, that would be an additional $10 million in sales. Or if your gross sales are around $100 million in sales, that would mean an extra $1 million. Not bad for just a few small PA reminders that anyone could do just by picking up the telephone receiver. Now, our goal for this presentation is to achieve quality in-store announcements based on 3 objectives. 1. Standardization. 2. Synchronization. And 3. Centralization to attain our objectives. And to do that, I will divide this presentation into 10 different components. Number 1. The image of in-store announcements. And number 2, my personal experiences regarding store announcements. Number 3, the different aspects of store announcements. Number 4, rebuilding the image of in-store announcements. Number 5, implementing and announcing strategy. Number 6, scripts. Number 7, recruiting announcers. Number 8, announcing tips. Number 9, selling airtime. And number 10, achieving our goals of standardization, synchronization, and centralization. Number 1, the image of in-store announcements. In-store announcements were destroyed by the famous nasally "Attention, Amart shoppers," and since then have been stereotyped as unsophisticated, annoying, and additionally, the public speaking aspect of in-store announcements would terrify even the most confident of store employees. And on an urban legend level, remember when store announcements were supposedly played at a subconscious level to get customers to stop shoplifting or purchase more products? But in-store announcements once held a prestigious image. Elevator operators would announce the floor that passengers were arriving at, which was considered sophisticated, informative, and a value-added customer service for the busy shopper. But the elevator operators would be advertising to thousands of customers every day all the different departments available for purchasing goods at that department store. But as the large multi-level department store lost market share to suburban shopping centers, the elevator operators too became non-essential. Store announcements became erratic, inconsistent, and if not done properly, would only irritate paying customers by interrupting purchasing decisions or pleasant conversation with personnel. Yet, sports announcers at stadiums are a necessity for the spectator to enjoy the game or race. Airport terminals would be in constant turmoil if it were not for the boarding announcements for important flights. Now, how would your store benefit if we could make in-store announcements as significant to a retailer as the stadium announcer is to sports or the airport announcer is to your next flight? Therefore, standardization for in-store announcements to establish a consistent customer-friendly atmosphere will be demonstrated to leverage your store image at each location. Number 2. My personal experiences regarding in-store announcements. Now, my radio and television experience spanned 25 years. As broadcasting opportunities dwindled for me, I turned to high-tech sales, and I had to start somewhere. I was given a retail opportunity to sell computers at a highly reputable store in a chain of approximately 60 stores. Now, my department manager knew I had announcing skills and asked if I would like to do some in-store announcements to promote computer sales to customers. Now, wanting to start off on the right foot, I responded positively and asked, well, what should I say? Should I sound like an on-location broadcast via the PA system? You know, there were no rules to go by. So for my employee training, I knew that this chain of stores was conservative about the image it portrayed and would not want any risky ideas to offend customers. So I held up the telephone receiver and pushed page and started, "Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our store. In the computer department, we have desktops, laptops, printers, monitors, etc., etc." And I went on for about 30 to 45 seconds and ended with, "Well, how can we help you today?" Well, the computer department's local lines lit up with objective feedback by the managers because in-store announcements were something new with no rules. It was going to be a trial and error process, but the critiques from the store management were valuable because my coworkers had years of retail experience as a basis for their commentary. For synchronization, we decided on 2 ground rules for maximum impact to get started. Number 1, announcements should be made at approximately half-hour intervals, allowing the customers to revolve through the store comfortably without being deluged by too many announcements. And number 2, the length should be 20 to 30 seconds, not monopolizing the PA system as emergency situations can occur instantaneously, such as customer health, safety, immediate security announcements, employees requiring management for immediate customer service resolutions, and a myriad of necessary codes for the daily store workflow. However, my instincts told me store announcements, when presented with customer service as the focal point, were a potent form of imaging and branding. Now, after several years of store announcing, I've devised a method of store announcements that any store could implement with ease to generate increased sales, improve staff morale, and enhance customer service. Number 3. Different aspects of in-store announcing. The stereotypical announcement of sale prices and items or today's special on the lunch menu barely touch the scope